My fiance and my father tried to take the money from my inheritance to run away together, but they didn't count on one thing. When my grandpa died last year, he left me his entire estate. $2 million plus his house in Colorado. I was 28, working as a teacher, never had money like this in my life. My fiance Trevor was over the moon. We started planning this huge wedding, talking about buying a house, maybe starting a family. My dad seemed really happy for me too, which was weird because we'd barely talked since mom died. But then Trevor started asking strange questions, like how exactly the inheritance worked, when I'd get the money, if there were any legal restrictions. He said he wanted to help me manage it properly. My dad suddenly became super involved in my life, calling every day, wanting to meet Trevor, asking about our future plans. He even offered to help with the wedding planning, which was totally unlike him. 3 weeks ago, I came home early from work with a migraine. I heard voices in my kitchen, Trevor and my dad talking in hushed tones. I stood in the hallway listening. The money transfers to the joint account on Friday, Trevor was saying. Then we can access everything. What about him? My dad asked. He'll figure it out eventually, but we'll be long gone by then. I already booked the flights to Mexico. My blood went cold. They were planning to steal my inheritance and disappear together. My own father and the man I was supposed to marry in 3 months. I crept back outside and sat in my car shaking. I couldn't believe what I just heard. 20 years of my dad being absent, and now he shows up to rob me with my fiance. That night, Trevor acted completely normal. Kissed me goodnight, said he loved me, talked about our honeymoon plans. Meanwhile, he was planning to destroy my life. I spent the next 2 days pretending everything was fine while secretly preparing. I called my grandpa's lawyer, a guy named David who'd handled the estate. I need to know something, I told him. What happens if someone tries to steal from the inheritance? David laughed. Your grandfather was paranoid about gold diggers and family drama. He built in multiple safeguards. The money can only be accessed by you personally with biometric verification at the bank. And if anyone tries to forge documents or commit fraud, the entire estate gets donated to charity. What do you mean biometric verification? Fingerprint and retinal scan. Your grandfather had you enrolled in the system when you were 18, remember? That summer you visited him? I did remember. Grandpa had taken me to some fancy bank in Denver, said it was for my future. I thought it was weird at the time. So even if someone has my account information, they can't touch a penny without you being physically present. Your grandfather didn't trust anyone, including family. Friday morning came. Trevor was practically bouncing with excitement, trying to hide it. My dad showed up at 9 a.m. with coffee and donuts, acting like the perfect father. So today's the big day, right? Dad said. When do you get access to the money? I played along. Trevor and I are going to the bank at noon to set up the joint account. They exchanged this quick look. I pretended not to notice. At 11:30, I told them I was getting ready. Instead, I called the police and David the lawyer. Then I hid my phone in my pocket with the recording app running. When we got to the bank, Trevor had this folder full of paperwork, forms to add him to my accounts, transfer authorizations, everything pre-filled out. The bank manager, Linda, reviewed everything and smiled. This all looks correct. Now I'll just need the account holder to complete the biometric verification. Trevor's face went pale. The what? Fingerprint and retinal scan. Standard security for high-value estate accounts. My dad stepped forward. Is that really necessary? We have all the paperwork. Linda shook her head. I'm sorry, but the estate specifically requires biometric confirmation from the beneficiary only. No exceptions. I watched Trevor and my dad realize their plan was falling apart. They started getting aggressive, demanding to speak to managers, threatening legal action. That's when I spoke up. Actually, Linda, I need to report an attempted fraud. These two men have been planning to steal my inheritance. I have recordings of them discussing it. The color drained from both their faces. Security was called. The police arrived 10 minutes later. Trevor tried to deny everything until I played the recording from my kitchen. My dad just sat there looking defeated. They were both arrested for conspiracy to commit fraud. Trevor's currently facing 5 years in prison. My dad got 2 years probation because he's 67. The inheritance? Still sitting safely in the bank, waiting for me to decide what to do with it. Turns out Grandpa's paranoia saved me from the two people I trusted most.